Welcome to Unity of Ukaipa. I'm Reverend Deanna, and I wanted to talk for a few minutes today about this thing that we do where we are unintentionally blocking our good. Many of us do this thing, and this thing is to focus more on what we don't want instead of what we do want. Now, how that can look is, say somebody wants to create more prosperity in their lives. So they want prosperity, yet they're focusing on how they don't get paid very well and they don't know what else they could do to earn more money, and why do other people make great money, and how do people get into these positions where everything seems to happen so easily for them. So they're focused more on the lack. Now this creates something called the mental equivalent. And this is a term coined by Emmett Fox. And the mental equivalent is simply where all of our focus is, our focus, our energy, our attention, our feeling, our interest, how we are engaged, as within, so without. It's our consciousness. And so somebody who has a lack consciousness will tend to live life through the lens of lack consciousness. And that's because of a mental equivalent. Emmett Fox, though, also said there are two things we can do to change our mental equivalent so that we become more prosperity, abundance, goodness oriented, so that we can be focused on harmony and success and good and love. We just have to shift our focus. We have to have clarity about something that we want to create in our life, and we have to have interest, or we have to be engaged. We have to love the idea of having this new experience. And then this will train us to start creating a new mental equivalent, to start changing our consciousness so we become the person who has all the good in their life. We live life as a person where the good is already included, because it's our consciousness that keeps us living life that's full of lack. Full of lack. That sounds funny, but it is. We can experience so much lack. We just have to shift our focus. Now, this can be really hard because we look at our physical world and we see evidence of lack. That maybe somebody who wants to make more money sees in their life how they're missing all these things, right? They see they don't have enough money to pay their bills. If somebody is working on their healing, they feel the evidence in their body right there that they don't have the health yet. It can be really, really hard to shift our focus, because we have that shouting out at us all the time. Our lack is shouting out all the time that we're lacking something. It's like if somebody says, don't think of a rattlesnake. You start thinking of a rattlesnake. That's what pops into your head. I would rather be thinking about a basket full of golden retriever puppies. Or if you're a cat person, think about a basket full of kittens, just playful and purring. I saw a video where there was this little boy sitting in a room. It was kind of sectioned off, and it was full of golden retriever puppies. And they were just licking him and loving on him, and he was just giggling and laughing. And I thought, that is the experience I want to have. Now, for this whole time I talked about puppies, did you think about a rattlesnake? No, you probably didn't. I didn't even think about a rattlesnake, though I knew I was going to bring it up again to make a point. We can shift our focus. It just takes practice. That's all. It just takes practice. This is why we need to have clarity on something, so we have something to put our focus on. And we do have to be engaged. We have to want it pretty bad, and we have to feel happy when we think about what it'll be like to have it in our life, right? Thinking about the vibrant health. What would it be like? Oh, every morning, getting up and just feeling happy to face the day. Knowing that in our bank account, it's a possibility to have a bank account full of money that pays all of our bills. If it's been done, it can be done. If somebody else has managed good health, we can manage good health. If somebody else has managed to have prosperity, then we can do it too. Because the same power at work in them is the same power that is at work in us. Now, it's not just about magical thinking. It's not. And that's why so many people decide, well, that's stupid. You don't just think about something and it magically appears in your life. No, it doesn't magically appear in your life. What happens is when you shift your focus, your brain gets a new command. You see, if we're in lack consciousness, our brain has the command for lack consciousness. Our brain takes its commands from what we're feeling, what we feel. Our brain doesn't take its command from what we say we want. It takes its command from what we are feeling. And then it wants to prove us right. And it starts showing us everywhere in the world how this is right, how there's lack, there's not enough money, there's not enough help, this can't be done. Now, when we start shifting our mental equivalent and we start focusing on the good we want to create in our life, our brain gets a new command. If we have clarity about what we want, we have interest, we're engaged, we love the idea of it, our brain gets a new command. And it wants to prove us right. Then what happens is we become more aware. We become aware of opportunities that when we're in lack consciousness, we wouldn't be aware of. Or if we saw the opportunity, we would think, oh, this is wishful thinking, this wouldn't work for me. But when we are changing our mental equivalent and our brain becomes an amazing assistant helping us focus on creating the mental equivalent in our life, we see new opportunities because we're changing our consciousness. We start making different decisions, we start making different choices, and we start making different actions that include the good instead of block the good. Now, this is why knowing our mental equivalent is so important. And you may not exactly know what your mental equivalent is, but you know how you feel all day long. You know if you're feeling good about your life, or if you're worried, or if you're resentful, or if you just give up thinking, I could never get that. You know how you feel. But if it's been done, it can be done. Somewhere, someone has demonstrated the success that you want. And the same power at work in them is the same power at work in you. Same power at work in me. Just have clarity, have interest, be engaged with what you want to create. Love the idea of it. Love the idea of it. And no matter what, keep bringing your focus back to that over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. You were created to do this. You were created to do this. Until next time, remember, you are a force for good. Take care.